everyone, this is Marie Blue Angel, and today I'm playing more of Tattoos and Tulips, and I'm very excited to continue on with the story. And last time we left off with Bee, Chris, and Shay going to the park, and Chris accidentally injured his ankle. Not too badly, but enough that Shay had to carry him, which was very cute in the way that I'm sorry that he, hurt himself a little bit, Chris that is, but it was very cute to see, the little interaction that followed thereafter. And so we're going to see what chapter 5 has to offer after that. Also, as a note, I might sound different in this recording than I usually do just because I forgot my computer adapter at another place I was at earlier, and I can't connect my microphone. So hopefully it's not too distracting or anything, but wanted to point it out just in case you noticed and, give you an explanation. Anyways, without further ado, let's start chapter 5. You had me at aloe. Aloe. I love that. Never look directly at the sun. Instead, look at the sunflower. Vera Nazarian. I like that. Okay. It's like not looking at the source of the sun. Look at the thing looking at it. Okay. I'm glad you were able to come, Chris. Oh yeah, so this is like a few days after Chris has like slightly injured his ankle, but it seems like he's okay. I like the little tulip necklace that he has. It's cute, and I love Bee's like swimsuit. That color looks so great on her. Great. Me too. Though maybe we should have waited for Shay to help us move this stuff. What stuff? Food? And things like an umbrella? Hold on, I'm trying to connect. Trying to use my wireless mouse and it's not going. I like this little bee detail. I'm assuming this is Bee's chair on the left here. Bee and I trudge through the sand, heaving all the way to our spot on the beach. We are a lot of things, but strong isn't one of them. You're trying. Especially me. Huh, we don't need him. I could do this all by myself if I didn't skip arm day. And leg day. And, well, gym days in general, honestly. I snicker at that. Hey, at least I go, you ass. I'm sure if my hands weren't full, she'd have pushed my shoulder. Instead, she settles for kicking some sand at my calves. Don't shame me. I don't need the gym to make me miserable. I can do that all on my own, thank you. She doesn't say anything to that, probably because I'm right. As we arrive at our spot, I'm happy to see that by some stroke of luck, it isn't taken, despite taking a while to waddle our way there. We're no strangers to this beach, so it doesn't take us long to unload. I like that there's like a little bit of like the city landscape in the background too. Reminds me of where I am from here, and truly does. Although I don't recognize that skyline if it's supposed to reference something. Huh. Large blanket on the ground, towels over top that, parasol overhead, lounge chairs behind our sheet, next to the cooler as a sort of side table. Atop the cooler sits our speaker and Bee's phone as she takes the opportunity to listen to some music. I take a quick once-over at our setup, then turn around, looking up and down at the mostly empty beach. The sky overhead is mostly clouds. It wasn't supposed to rain, at least I don't think. I mean, it does look very overcast. With as many clouds as there are out, at least I don't have to worry about sunburn. Did we check the UV index? I always check that thing. Like some website that tells me the UV index at my location because that's important. It can be deceptively, cloudy and everything and still have high levels of UV rays going on, so we don't know. I give myself a mental pat on the back. This is exactly why you go to the beach first thing in the morning, to beat the crowd. As soon as 11 a.m. hits, everyone and their uncle will be here. That's true. It's nice to not have a crowd at the beach. We lounge around for about 30 minutes, chatting, singing, and drinking some of the juice boxes we brought, before we start to wonder where the hell Shay is. He was supposed to meet us here at the same time. He invited us. What happened to him? We figured he might be running a bit late. This is a new area for him after all. Traffic wasn't too bad, but it only gets worse by the minute. Luckily, I didn't have to bring it up before B does. He's running late. I should call him. I could always text him, but I'm hesitant to do so. For whatever weird reason. Like you don't know, Chris. Like we witnessed things, feelings, inner thoughts that were happening earlier. But we're in denial right now, and that's okay. Valid. She begrudgingly turns off her music and calls him. I can hear the ringing over the Bluetooth speaker. After the 5th ring, we hear his voicemail. Hey, this is Shay. Sorry I can't make it to the phone right now. As if I don't already know, I asked for conversation's sake alone. No answer? She calls once more for good measure, only to be met with the same beep. B dropped her phone from her ear and tapped away at it. She turns to me, shrugging. Maybe he's on his way and his phone died. B is one of the most laid-back people I know. She's an optimist through and through. One with a bit of a sassy streak, but an optimist nonetheless. It makes sense, but the cynic in me doesn't want to believe it could be that simple. He probably forgot about our plans altogether. Well, no, I would not go there personally. No, I don't think he forgot. Something must have happened. Like, I get being a cynic, but and maybe not. I mean, I'm a bit more of an optimist myself. But I could also see, like, maybe something happened. I would worry more that, like, something happened while trying to get there, if anything. Not that this person forgot the plans, especially if this person invited you out. Or worse, he stood us up. I'm no stranger to having dates ghost me. Hold on, this isn't a date, right? It's just a friendly gathering. Just like when we went to the Jade Place. I always want to say Palace. Jade Place and the park before this. Do people stand up their friends or people they've met once before? It's only been a couple of days since the last time we hung out. And if he did stand us up, is it just as wrong because we're friends? Maybe he wants to avoid seeing me again. I mean, I don't think so. I feel like something happened to him, which is, like, not great either, but it feels like that is the more likely scenario for me, at least. Ooh. But we can see here from, like, these thoughts, kind of, like, generally how Chris thinks, and kind of maybe the headspace that he's at, for good reason, if this has been his experience before with other people. Do I even need to feel stung by it? He did give me his number. Why would he do that if he really didn't like me? Does it even make sense that he would ditch us? Am I stupid? Before I get too caught up in my thoughts, B's music continues and we try to enjoy some beach time, just us two. Nothing we haven't done before, but it's nice. Is that him? I peel my eyes open, sitting up from my spot on the sand and squint, seeing a tall, inked figure jog into view. It's like something out of Baywatch. Chiseled abs and pecs glistening against the sun, long toned legs kicking up sand behind him in what feels like slow motion. You know what? I never watched that movie, so, but I feel the vibe, you know? But where were you? Did something happen? It could have been the heat, but my throat goes dry. He looks like a dream. Guys, would you look at that? He decided to show his stupid, hunky self after all. Blush, 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 blush. I pull out my phone and it confirms my thoughts. A whole hour later at that. He better have a good excuse. B gets up from her spot to meet him. But hey, I'm glad you're okay. I tried calling you, but it kept going to voicemail. She bounces up and down on her heels. Shay grabs her shoulders to calm her. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't want to worry you. I stayed up pretty late last night and slept in this morning. My phone died, so I didn't have my alarm to wake me up. I feel so bad. Hold on. That's all that happened? That close to what B said? Well, that did make the most sense, and I'm also glad that he's fine, like nothing happened on the way. You were working out too hard at the gym, bro? Is that what happened? Okay, no, that was the other day. Possible that he did, but who knows. And she does know him pretty well. He slaps his head. He seems to be really taking this hard. Is he one of those super punctual people? He has such a sad expression. It's not a good look on him. He catches my eye and I realize I had been staring him down. Well, not just staring, but glaring. I relax my face. Hey, don't beat yourself up about it. You made it. Better late than never, right? I attempt to comfort him, though, admittedly, it comes out kind of clumsy. He seems hesitant at first, rubbing his face with one hand. He does a silly gesture where he pauses and looks at me through the gaps in his fingers. My face goes hot. Is he a kid? Isn't he the oldest of us three? I don't know. Did we establish that already? I can't remember. I feel my face tighten, but I make no attempt to soften it. I walk over to one of the lounge chairs and take a seat. You're right. Let's just make the most of the day now that I'm here. What'd I miss? A whole lot of nothing. That exciting, huh? He looks around before he comes over to me, turning his gaze from my eyes to my legs. What's he doing?
Is your ankle doing better?
Checking about the ankle. That's good. I look down at it, almost forgetting all about it. Thanks to Granny's advice, it felt better within a couple days. Yup, Granny knows best.
Yeah, I guess I just rolled it. Granny was quick to take care of it, and, you helped a lot, too.
Yes, he did.
If I'd walked the entire trail back on it, maybe it would be way worse, so, thanks again for that.
Don't worry about me if I just go silent for a second. Cute. Shay waves his hand as if swatting away the idea in its entirety.
It's nothing at all. I'm just glad you're okay. I might not have showed it, but I was pretty freaked out.
You were. I mean, I don't think it was very obvious, but you were.
But I didn't want to scare you guys.
Fair. Good. You were cool, calm, collected. We love to see it. He was that worried. I bite my lip, unable to maintain eye contact. Hearing that made my heart ache.
I wasn't scared at all. Sorry if me being stubborn made it worse.
Thinking back on it, realizing I might have made him and B worry more makes me hate myself. So stupid. I didn't even think of anyone else but myself.
I think it's cool you wanted to power through it and all, but I didn't want you to end up in a hospital over it.
Fair.
I've been on crutches before, and that sucks. Your whole summer might have been ruined.
That's so true. I mean, although Chris doesn't seem to be like really into summer, at least like he would. I feel like he would be okay, like he was indoors most of the time, but who knows?
Besides, you nearly broke your ankle. I think it's perfectly fine for you to be a bit self-absorbed or whatever it is you're worried about.
Reading you like a book, Chris. He's right. Also, and being a baby.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be more careful in the future.
It's okay, Chris.
Oh, that's no fun. Don't be too cautious. If anything bad happens, I'll get you out of there.
Okay, sounds great. Sounds great, guys. See, I'm just a spectator in this little story, okay? He pats my shoulder encouragingly. The encouragement does do something. I feel less bad than I did a moment ago. B stood there, smiling, watching us for a moment before saying something.
I would have dragged Chris out if it were just me, but it would have really taken a toll on the shoes.
Fair.
Would have been something out of a war movie for sure.
The image is a good one, but if something happened to her, I'd have done the same. He laughs at that before changing the subject. I don't know about you guys, but I want to make a sandcastle. He really is a child at heart, but if that's the case, then I am too, because that sounds pretty nice. The beach is already filling with more and more people every minute, but luckily not so much that they're too close to us. We still have a decent chunk of area to ourselves, with our own sand, shells, and sea. Before we know it, we're on our knees, hands working away at the lump of sand we've created. The actual structure is always a difficulty for me, so I stick to a tried and true method of creating the moat. What good is a castle without a moat? Gotta keep those pesky crab riders out of the Seaweed King's fortress after all. Love it, love this imagination. Meanwhile, Shay forms the base, and Bee helps better define the edges. She likes to work with clay sometimes. Maybe that's why she's pretty good at this. We, with time, finally construct something that actually looks like a castle. A first for me. Probably because I had nothing to do with the actual shape to begin with, except for the occasional answer to one of Shay or Bee's questions. Does this look good, Chris? Is the main gate too small? The only thing left is some actual decorations, which brings me to look for seashells. I'm always down to look for little trinkets. I guess that's the gatherer in me. Never been a hunter personally, hence not eating meat, I guess. The next hour is filled with one of us finding something, running up to the others and showing them so we can all get excited over each and every oceanic fossil we come across. I'm sure the kids around us think we're strange, but I find that the older I get, the harder I hold on to the childish innocence. I mean, honestly, yeah. Why not? I feel that. I feel that particular sentiment. It's nice to just, like, do the things that you want to do. Have that childlike wonder. Why not? Turns out being a kid is the peak of life, and we spend the rest of our time striving to relive that wonder. Despite the knowledge that life is filled with stupidity and never-ending conflict and suffering and... Oh, right. Seashells, Chris. Seashells. She sells seashells by the seashore. I find a sizable conch shell, and I, of course, have to put it up to my ear. I hear the sound of crashing waves, though it isn't hard to hear that without the shell. Once I've decided on the best shells of the bunch, I can't fight the urge to grab some greenery for the castle. There's a grassy area surrounding the beach itself behind where we were stationed. Or where we are stationed. Just before me, I spot some gaillardias, better known as blanket flowers, nestled in some grass. Their bright yellow and deep maroon color scheme easy to spot in a field of green. I don't take any more than a couple, careful not to ruin the plant from growing new flowers. It's a bit superficial to pluck some for my own pleasure, but I couldn't resist. I carry them over to where Shay and Bee are already adding to the sandcastle. Of course, you got some flowers. Predictable, but welcome. The castle was starting to look a bit too stony and dead for my liking. What are those? I tell him, careful not to overwhelm him with too much information. I sort through my floral knowledge and pluck a single fun fact about the plant. They call them blanket flowers because the blankets resemble Native American blankets. Damn, how's this stuff not taught in schools? It's crazy how much stuff is out there we don't know about unless we choose to learn about it. I think I would have taken a plant class? Horticulture, I think it's what it's called. It involves trees, flowers, and stuff. But yeah, I agree. I would have definitely enjoyed a school a bunch more than that. A bunch more then. Me too. Me 3. Oh, look at them bonding. After building our castle, it isn't long before the urge takes over. I've got to get in the water. It's so hot I'm sweating everywhere, though it's still pretty darn cold. Sorry, I miss commas. Though it's still pretty darn cold, I'm wading in the water in no time. I decide to go solo since B stays behind to rest under the parasol, and Shay hasn't even gone in the water yet since it's so chilly. Most of the time is spent just standing and letting the waves hit me, walking around and cooling myself. I turn to the shore to check on Shay's progress, still only knee-deep. It's not that cold, man. I laugh it off. I'm not gonna wait on him. Though in a moment something shifts, and my staying in the shallow part doesn't matter. Invisible to my eye, I feel myself pulled backward away from the shore. I immediately start to swim. I'm a strong swimmer. I've been swimming nearly my whole life. But nothing. I try not to panic, remembering what I was taught. Swim parallel to the shore, and I feel as if I make progress, but still something is clearly wrong. It's not working.
Huh?
What the hell? My heart jumps and I feel a cold sweat rush over me. No! Help! I try to keep swimming, but I'm growing more and more tired with every moment. I'm already several feet away from shore, and I don't think I have the strength to swim back. I look at the shore and wonder, or rather, know just where my life will end, right before I'm even 21. But something rips through.
Chris! Let go! Stop swimming against it! Just float!
Okay. My muscles relax and something breaks. Then I'm stranded, floating like some driftwood in the ocean. I breathe for the first time in a minute. I can't bring myself to move just yet. The water moves and a figure approaches me. It's so warm, so gentle the way he grabs me I could cry. Though that could be the overwhelming relief of escaping the jaws of death. I can't move, and I sit in his arms as he hugs me, holding me in the water. He grips my head with both hands.
Hey.
Are you good, Chris? That was scary, to be honest. I mean, also given that, like, your ankle's fine, but, like, maybe you don't also have that same momentum or, like, movement. So, like, maybe momentum-wise, that didn't help. Although, like, I feel like I wouldn't be able to give, like, my same energy because of that, in general. And also, it's a very strong current, so that's what I'm assuming. So, that's also very scary. He speaks softly as if not to startle me. I nod slowly.
Let's get you back. Can you swim, or do you need me to help?
Swimming isn't a problem. I can, but not for long.
I might need some help later. I feel really weak.
Oh, poor baby.
You were really fighting. I got you. Just hold on. I'll get us back.
Everything clears. Fear, the panic, my vision. I start to have control over my senses again, and I'm washed over with relief. I hear the water around us, bee in the distance, the seagulls overhead, the smell of salt, the barbecue smoke, and Shay, this time with a hint of sunscreen. I see the shore, our sandcastle, and Bee rushes to hug me. The familiarity does it for me, and I hug her back, crying in her shoulder. I feel like a little kid again. She rubs my back, another hand joins her, Shay's hand. I can't even feel embarrassment, just more overwhelming relief. I mean, that's really scary. Like, I'm not blaming, no one should blame you for feeling what you need to feel. That's so scary. A couple moments is all I need, and I feel a million times better. Then I meet eyes with Shay.
You saved my life.
You did! Great. Shay just looks at me sadly.
You even swam parallel. I thought you could get yourself out, but that riptide was something nasty.
Yeah, looks scary. Sounded scary.
Usually they're not that bad. You just had bad luck, man.
But not the worst luck. Shay, you were so quick. I didn't even have time to notice or get up.
Even now, after he literally rescued me from drowning, he's being modest. This guy. I'm in his arms in the next moment, hugging him like I had Bee just before. He's a bit taken aback at first, but he loosens and returns it. It's tight, desperate. I breathe him in, decide that's enough, and pull away.
I have to pay you back. What food do you like? Do you want money? Or...
Okay. I mean, I too would feel very grateful, and I too would probably say something like this. But it is kind of funny. Not the money. He stops me before I can give him the lease to the busy bee as compensation.
You don't owe me anything. Just relax. That'll make me feel better.
Yay. I'm a bit worked up, and I have a headache. I take a seat in my lounge chair. Shay pulls a water bottle out of the cooler, chugging it in a single go. He breathes out heavily.
Damn. My nerves are shot. I'm gonna go jog it off. You guys should eat or drink something.
Goodness me, so healthy. Yeah, but good. We all have our ways of processing feelings and things. So great, go jog it off. Let's eat something. Hydrate or something. That would feel better. Get more energy in. That'd be good. I like the little sandcastle in the back. And like that, he's gone again. I'm astonished by him, in awe, like I'm paying witness to something too good for this world. He's someone really special. I realize then, lounging in silence as I watch him jog down the sea line, that I really care about him. More than a friend, I blush. I have a crush on him. Oh gosh. I mean, it's fine, but I was waiting for this moment to happen, this like hit of realization, but you know, fair. I'm done with denying it. I don't want to keep fighting against it. I want to let myself go and get sucked away, and maybe everything will be okay. Maybe he'll still be there, even if things go wrong. Our day pretty much ends there. I was so exhausted after everything was said and done. Shay walks us to Bee's car, just like he had after our visit to the park. There are a couple words exchanged, and I'm back in front of the busy Bee 15 minutes later. It all goes by in a flash, almost a blur as I think back on it. I notice when I get home the sting along my skin, and the reddish tint is hard to miss, and familiar. A sunburn too? I just can't catch a break. What incarnation? Okay, what incarnation? Don't hurry, don't worry, and be sure to smell the flowers along the way. Walter Hagen. I was just checking the time, but I can do another chapter. I feel like maybe last time I could have split up the chapters just because they were a bit long, but this one was not too long. And I am gunning for like maybe about an hour, so this is perfectly fine. Can you believe all that has happened though? That is wild. Once again, Shay has helped Chris here. And I love that Chris has finally at least admitted to himself that he has a crush on Shay. Because I've been waiting for this since the moment they met. I mean, not that you need to instantly know, but you know, it's nice to see that, you know, development of thought and things. My granny takes one look at me, lowers her head, and shakes it disappointedly.
At least it's nothing serious this time. Oh, first you roll your ankle, and now a sunburn. Maybe you should take it easy, Busy Bee.
Oh gosh, that's true.
I didn't think I needed sunscreen. It's been cloudy all day.
Deceptive, just saying.
Chris, that's not how UV rays work. You can get sunburned even when it's cloudy.
That's true.
You're going to be 21, and you're just now learning this?
It's okay, Granny. Now he knows. It's okay. I too, but I'm a bit older than 21, so. But it is kind of crazy thinking about, like, you know, technically it's cloudy, so what about UV rays? Easy to forget.
You do know that every time you get sunburned, it increases your chance of getting skin cancer, right?
Granny's just trying to look out for you.
Look, we can't all be wise old sages like you.
What was that?
She turns to me with a look full of feigned hostility.
I'm kidding! I'm sorry! I'll do better in the future. I've only been badly sunburnt once before this.
You laugh now, but you won't be in your 20s forever, young man.
So true.
Especially if you keep injuring yourself.
So true, Granny. She got me there. She makes her way back over to the counter to work away at the arrangement, trimming excess leaves, stuffing little curled picks into it, and turning the flowers. How's Bee? She must be busy, because I don't see her around very much. Still at that department store. What was it called again? Pockets. I haven't been in that place since it opened, but I don't think they've got much for an old gal like me anyway. I don't know, I think they have some fanny packs. She rotates her head slowly and catches my eye, trimmers in hand. I take it back. Don't make me poke you. No, please don't. Honestly, you're no different from when you were a little boy. I can't believe you're going to be 21 in 3 days. Also, I can't do my granny voice very consistently, so apologies. But 21, your birthday's so soon. That's exciting. Before you know it, you'll be my age, your knees creaking with every step. Speaking of, did you ever figure out what you were going to do for your birthday? I will say I have been told by like 40 people in their 40s and 50s that you should really enjoy if you're currently in your like 20s and 30s or whatever, or in general, anything below that too, but like really appreciate the things that your body does for you. Because at some point, it's not going to be able to do that for various reasons. And that's more than frustrating. So what I'm trying to say is listen to Granny. At least a little bit. What are you doing for your birthday, Chris? Sorry, that was just a tangent. My goodness. I hadn't even thought about it. At least not too much. Bea mentioned I could have a party at her place. Should I? Should I invite Shay? Yes, invite Shay. Just if he's... Sorry. Invite Shay. Why wouldn't you invite Shay? There's like no reason not to invite him. Or would that be too much? We haven't known each other all that long. What if he's working? Is the shop open late at night? I mean, it's just a birthday party. Would I go to his? Well, if he's working, then he'll let you know. You know? You have to sometimes leave it to other people to decide if they're going to join or not. But I can feel that you are just worried that he'd say no. But you want him to show up. And you don't want to be disappointed if he doesn't. Or he couldn't make it. She knows my answer before I even open my mouth. So, nothing. I hear her, but I don't respond. Still thinking of what to do. Earth the Chris, you there? I'm startled by her tone. I'm sorry, I don't know. You seem out of it. Something on your mind? Don't tell me you're stressing over your birthday. Oh, no, it's not that. Wait, it isn't anything, right? Then what is it? A special someone? It's not Bea, is it? That's a whole bag of worms. No! I mean, I love Bea, but she's like my sister. Well, that's a relief. Then, who is it? Man, I planned on talking to Granny about my crush, but not yet. Is my newfound crush on Shay really affecting me this much? Already? I didn't want to have a crush on anyone, especially him, but he's really kind and drop dead gorgeous to boot. We love that combo. Personally, that's a great combo. He's blushing again. We love it. I told myself I wouldn't fight having a crush on him. I don't want to ruin what we've got going on right now. Whatever that is exactly. I feel my head swirling at all the implications. It's threatening to escape me if I don't vent it out. Look, it's nothing serious. I don't even plan on acting on it. It's, this friend of B's I've been hanging out with. He went to the park with us and the beach today. He actually helped me when I injured myself, and, again today when I got caught in a riptide. You didn't even tell Granny yet? I assume so. A riptide? That stops her entirely. Are you okay? Yeah, it was really scary, but Shay helped me again today too. I'm glad everything worked itself out. I got caught in that as a girl, swam parallel to the shore. That's what I taught you. Did you do that? I did, but that didn't work. Well, unfortunately, it helps most of the time, but not always. That's just bad luck. I'm glad Shay was there then. I need to meet him. He sounds like a real stand-up guy. Yeah, he is. I met him about a week ago. He works across the street at the tattoo parlor. Tattoo. Oh, you know what? Curse my old brain. I know who that is.
Huh?
You do? Granny, you do? Maybe Granny has a tattoo. I mean, why not? I didn't expect that. Walked me across the street the other day. No way. People do that? Maybe this is a reveal of character, but I can't imagine doing such things casually. He did. No, I'm just pulling your leg. Though with his track record, seems likely. No, but I do know him. Back in my day, when a new resident came to town, we greeted them. When he first moved here, I brought him some brownies when he took over that shop initially. That makes more sense, but the fact that I fully believe and see Shay walking little old ladies across the street just goes to show how much of a saint he is. His shop is really nice, and he's sweet as can be. Reminds me of an old boyfriend I had, a biker named Gerald. Yes, Granny lore. Wink, she throws. Though he went by Gearhead of all things. Looked all mean and cocky, but was a big old softy. Don't let Rich hear you say that. Oh, that was Granny. Don't let Rich hear you say that. I tease her. Rich is Granny's boyfriend. She met him after about 2 years after Poppy passed away. She moved in with him a year after that, and that's about when she let me live here, in her and Poppy's old apartment upstairs. It's always been surprising to me that Granny could manage to fall in love again after Poppy. Some of the family might have looked down on her for that, but I admired it. I'm so grateful to have such an awesome place to live, and Rich seems like a good guy. I'm glad my Granny still has someone she can share the rest of her life with. That is so true. That's so important. Having, companionship or friendship, etc., those two things are very important. Not having that can be very detrimental. So, if you want it, why not? So I'm happy for Granny, too. She rolls her eyes at me. Rich knows good and well we both had entire lives before meeting one another. I'm just teasing.
You're not too different from your granny, you know. Taste and everything. That Shay is a real dreamboat.
And Granny's like, woo, if I was so much younger. And Shay was into women, but whatever. Granny's like, we basically have similar tastes, Chris. Isn't that kind of funny? That's cute. I can only blink in response, my cheeks hot to the touch. He even won my own Granny over with a single interaction. But this is bad. Very bad.
But, Granny, I don't want to like him.
Yeah, I feel that, but the ball's already rolling, so I guess you gotta keep going. The only way I feel like you could maybe stop liking him is if you literally move somewhere else and continue your life in a different way. Like you just had no real connection or contact with him, but it's too late now. She stopped mid-snip.
You don't want to like him? The man who saved your life?
So fair.
I technically saved my own life. He just helped.
Feel the need to clarify. I don't want my granny to think I'm some damsel in distress.
Look, good guy or not, I'm serious. I've been down this road already. Meet someone nice and attractive and fall for them?
I mean, like, what else are you supposed to do? Just never fall for someone again? I mean, that's fine if you choose to do that.
Then everything goes wrong.
No, but you have to try again. You have to try again, Chris. If that's what you want, but we'll see.
I don't know if I have severe bad luck or if I just can't pick 'em, but I don't want to repeat history. I want this crush to be a temporary thing.
Temporary. I feel that first sentiment particularly. But just because you've had it happen before doesn't mean it will happen again. But sometimes it's hard to distinguish when to stop, I guess. So I feel that, Chris. And also, you're so young. Like, very young. Like, Chris is much younger than I am. Like, almost 21, a baby. In my mind. Oh my god. But I do feel, it's like, he wants his crush to be a temporary thing. We'll see how that goes. I'm only laughing because I feel like I've had similar sentiments.
Chris, if this is about...
Don't say it!
I cut her off. I know it's rude, but I can't bear to think about them. It'll just upset me more. I can already feel my blood pressure rising. My instincts kick in and I prepare for flight, but I stay firmly planted in place.
Sorry, I don't want to think about it. They've been trying to contact me and I just want to focus on myself.
Chris, that is so valid. You want to focus on yourself, and now you're just like afraid that this whole this crush thing is gonna like throw you off your game of focusing on yourself. So we have to respect your wishes. Granny stopped what she was doing and took the seat beside me, resting a hand on my knee.
Hey,
She's already got her comforting grandmother voice on, coaxing me to let my walls down, and I could feel my heart tighten in response. If I'm not careful, I'll be a blubbering mess before too long. I've already done enough crying for one day.
I know you've had a rough couple of months. And even before then, you've had bad friends. Breakups, platonic or romantic, are always tough. Especially when you've been cheated on and betrayed. Your heart still needs to heal. And I'm proud of you for taking the time to do that. You've really grown into a fine young man.
Hearing her praise, knowing she's proud of me, that I've improved since my wild days, reassures me that the choices I've made so far have been for the best, no matter how much it sucks. Granny has lived so long, seen so much, loved so many. Having her support is all I need. However, although I can't tell you what to do or how to feel, I want you to keep something in mind, so just listen. She takes a breath before speaking.
Matters of the heart aren't like... well, they aren't like weeds. You can't just spray a little something and be rid of them.
True that, Granny.
You don't even know what things are weeds and which are plants. What is toxic and what is kosher. And, oh, this metaphor has really gotten away from me, hasn't it?
She shakes her head. I'm a little lost, honestly. Noticing this, she sighs and regains her composure.
Basically, you can't always control how you will feel. And you can't protect your heart from everything.
True.
To care about someone can only be done with a heart unguarded.
Hella true, Granny.
If you don't want to care for Shay, then I have to tell you that caring for someone isn't something you can control. Besides, you already do. No sense in denying the truth.
Yes, tell him, Granny. No sense in denying the truth. He already cares about Shay.
But you can care for him as a friend rather than a partner. But you can't keep yourself from liking him. Even if you want to.
What she says makes sense, most of which I already knew. I guess I just wanted to believe that there was some secret off switch. But I can care for him as a friend. Nothing says it has to be more than that. As if she hears my thoughts, Granny speaks again.
Just be a good friend to him, Chris. That's all he expects of you. You can even express your feelings to him directly, and maybe work something out from there.
That is an option.
I imagine it's hard not to fall for someone like him. But everyone has an ugly side to them. Maybe you should wait and see what that is.
That is true. We are all human. We're not perfect. None of us are.
Maybe it'll put you off him for good, or you'll like him despite it. Only time will tell.
So true, Granny. I just keep saying, I'm just like, yeah, Granny, give that wisdom. Writers, thank you. This is wisdom.
Yeah. No, you're right. He's not perfect. No one is.
No one is. So true. Though he's pretty damn close.
You're a good boy. You have so much love inside you. There have been people who've taken your love for granted and mistaken your love for weakness.
I feel like I'm just like, wow, Granny's just giving all the advice that really matters here.
But you are not the only one who carries your heart on your sleeve.
Yes.
It's good not to rush into anything quickly, but it is also wise to not put up your walls.
I understand what she means. She says it in such a way that I feel goosebumps across my skin. I know what she says is the truth, but that doesn't make it any easier to put into practice. I don't have many friends, and I don't have any friends I want to kiss. Will my crush just go away if I put Shay off limits? Do I have enough self-control? Well, I have to try. I don't know how much more bad romance I can endure. I've already put so much time into those who've wronged me, who've left me on the back burner for a prettier face. I don't even think I am what Shay would want. I'm not as kind as him. Don't say that. I don't know anything about his world, his preferences, his past. I don't know how I could have ever considered him a romantic prospect when I barely know him as a person. I mean, like Granny said, time will only tell, and the more you have time, more time passes, and the more you spend with Shay, you will learn more about him, and you can make these decisions. It's good that you're talking to Granny. This is so good. But yeah, more information is needed. But sometimes you can't deny the feelings that you have that are a bit more from a initial impression type of thing. So, but you can build on it. But it seems like he's very wary because this seems to be a repeating pattern for him. I can't keep letting pretty faces cloud my judgment and steer my love life. No, I'm going to enjoy being 21, spending time with friends, and not worrying about being enough for someone. So valid. I do like this sentiment. I've abandoned myself for so long. I won't let anyone get in the way of me again.
Thanks, Granny. I really needed to hear that.
Anytime, sweetie.
Oh. She stands up and stamps a kiss on my forehead. I'm filled with a sense of peace for the first time in who knows how long. It feels silly almost. How had I managed to work myself up so much? I can't forget about the people who care about me, who are always willing to listen to me. My head feels empty, like I had given it a proper spring cleaning. As for my party next week, Bee said I could have it at her place, like do a sleepover. With alcohol? That was the plan. That seems better than going to some sketchy bar at least. Just be careful with those tasty cocktails. They are dangerous. So true, Granny. One moment, you're drinking some fruity frou-frou drink with an umbrella, and the next you wake up behind a dumpster in the bar parking lot. Granny seems like she's speaking from personal experience. I look at her for a moment, There doesn't seem to be a punchline coming. I'll be careful. That's my sweet grandson. Now, give your Granny Smith a kiss. I'm going to close shop, and you're going to take your tush upstairs. I don't argue with her. I kiss her, retrieve some aloe gel from the fridge, and take it upstairs with me. Despite stinging all over my torso, I'm more tired than anything. I glob it all over myself, putting on a shirt that I don't mind getting dirty from the inside, and flop onto my bed, the sun exhaustion catching up to me as I fall into a deep sleep. Okay. Okay, I assume that was the end of the... Okay, great. Well, now that we finished chapter 6, I like that we just kind of got a heart-to-heart with Granny, between Granny and Chris. That was very cute. I feel like a lot of the advice was very sage, and also sometimes things you just gotta figure out for yourself. Also, you kind of have to go through it, but like it is very good that Chris is like being very aware of like these are the patterns that have hurt me, and now I'm not trying to continue those patterns. But Granny does have a point in that like it's valid that he's being very like careful in things, but also that there's certain things that just like you don't know what's going to happen, and you don't know who people are really until you get to know them. So like you can spend more time doing that. You don't necessarily have to rush into things, but it's also dangerous to like be so guarded. So very great to see that conversation and kind of see that in the context with like, you know, what is Chris gonna do? I'm assuming this chapter, since it's called Poppy Birthday, is about Chris's birthday, and I'm very excited about it. So next time we will get into that and see what happens for his 21st birthday. What celebrations will happen and how people will feel and all that. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please press the like button. And if you'd like to see more of tattoos and tulips, then feel free to subscribe to my channel. I tend to post 3 times a week, and I'm pretty consistent, or I'm trying to be. I also post other playthroughs of indie visual novels on my channel, so if those are of interest, feel free to check out other videos on my channels, / be subscribed and press the bell for notifications for when I post so you can see more. Anyways, thank you again so much, everyone. I will see you next time. Bye!